The flight attendant slipped me a napkin that read that pilot is not who he says he is. Meet me in the back to talk. I know she chose to tell me because of the military ID hanging around my neck. I folded the napkin and slipped it into my pocket, and that was when the captain's voice came over the intercom. Good morning, everyone. This is Captain Hopkins. We should have a smooth flight to Chicago, but something feels wrong. I can feel it in my bones. I waited 2 minutes, then casually walked to the back. Not knowing what was about to happen, the flight attendant was there with a man flashing a police badge. He whispered, "Thank God you came." An undercover cop. I knew immediately something was off. The flight attendant whispered, "I've flown with Captain Hopkins for 6 years. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but I know that's not Hopkins. And we were flying in the wrong direction." She showed me the flight map. The plane was heading toward an abandoned airport. My body filled with adrenaline. It was the perfect place to crash a plane. There's an empty space above the cockpit. I said, "I can climb up there and listen through the ceiling." The undercover officer handed me his number. "If you're sure something suspicious is happening, text me one word. That'll be the signal for us to move and distract everyone." While he prepared, I climbed into the ceiling space. The flight attendant made an announcement asking all passengers to keep their seatbelts fastened. Through the cracks, I could hear the two men inside the cockpit talking. 15 years ago today, our brother died because of Captain Hopkins. Now we're going to crash his plane while he's tied up inside, and we've taken his place. My hands shook as I sent the undercover cop a message. Suddenly, a food cart slammed into the cockpit door, and the officer kicked it open. I dropped from the ceiling and tackled the fake pilot out of his seat. The officer pinned the co-pilot to the floor. The flight attendant grabbed the radio. "Mayday, our pilot is missing. We need help landing this plane now." Then she looked at me. "Find the real Hopkins. He has to be somewhere on this plane." I sprinted to the back, checking every door. I yanked open a storage closet beside the restroom, and there was Captain Hopkins' hands tied duct tape over his mouth. I ripped the tape off. "Get me to the controls," he shouted. He ran to the front and dropped into the pilot's seat. "I'll land this plane when we finally touch down safely." Police officers dragged the two brothers away in handcuffs. The flight attendant walked up to me in the aisle. I pulled the napkin from my pocket and held it up. "You saved 200 lives with this."